Recently, my students had a chance to collaborate with Golly River Elementary School on a really cool Halloween project. The whole project started when I was trying to find a way to give back to the community from a graphic design class. So the first step to this project was to contact the elementary school, and I worked with Miss Varney over there. She's the art teacher. So then we took the kids over and did an art lesson. We taught the kids how to take letters from the alphabet and turn them into monsters.
Well, we kind of made a joke about it with the big kids. I was like, oh, these smelly big kids are coming and they're gonna help us draw some monsters.
They got all excited. They were all like, oh my gosh, we're here and stuff.
Oh my gosh, they thought we were so old. It wasn't even that we were the big tough kids on the block. They were like, wow, they're so old. But they were all adorable and they all worked so good.
The kids loved it. They love when anyone comes in, let alone kids that they kind of recognize a little bit just within the communities.
And they were wanting me to like help them. A few of them was like, can you sharpen my pencil for me? And stuff like that. Like they were just wanting to just talk to us.
Even the ones that were kind of uncomfortable around little kids just really took control of it and took ownership, and just really enjoyed teaching the kids and seeing the creativity that the little kids had.
We were like, we're gonna make this into something cool, and they were like, oh. So they made their little drawings, but most of them were really good considering how young they were.
So then we bring the drawings back to our classroom, and my kids took the drawings that the little kids did and just used those as inspiration to create professional illustrations in our software.
So my favorite part was talking to the kids and finding out what they liked, and then I would come back in here and I would think about what they were telling me that they were doing, and then I try to put that on paper.
A lot of it was just to not vary too far from what the kid did. You know, if the kid drew big eyes, make sure it had big eyes. If it had 3 horns on its head, try to put 3 horns on its head. Just wanted to keep it as resembling as it could to the little kids' drawings, but also I wanted them to use a little bit of their creativity.
Making it from the kids' drawing and then having to make it evolve into something better, that was kind of hard because I didn't know what to do. Like, this was the kid's drawing. I didn't want to mess up what the kid thought was nice while making it look what I thought was nice.
Some of them were very, very hard to figure out. They were just a ton of creativity stuffed into it, and you couldn't tell if it was an ear or horn or fire. And my kids did a very good job, I think, of figuring that out.
The next step was getting all the papers that we drew and putting them all into one big coloring book.
So they did 2 versions. They did a black and white version for the coloring book pages, and they did a full color version that we use on the cover of the coloring book. I was super pleased with the finished product, but it looked just like a coloring book you could buy on the shelf at Walmart, I thought. So besides the coloring book, we wanted to do something just very personal for each kid that had just their monster on it, and what we settled on was a pretty big poster.
So we made the posters. The posters were also the full color version, and they had the kid who drew it. It had that kid's name on it and a certain font that made it look like spooky because it was Halloween themed.
So once we had all the final products, we scheduled a day where we could get all 3 of the 2nd grade classes that participated in the gym at one time. And I took all of my students over for the big unveiling and handing out of the posters and the coloring books.
It was amazing. I was blown away. I almost cried. Once they recognized it was their work, I think they were more excited than I was, and I just didn't know if that was going to be possible.
Their reaction, they didn't expect it. Like my kid, actually, when he first got his poster, he was like, oh, this is my monster. And it had his name on it and everything, and his face just lit up along with every other kid in that room.
The elementary kids were so excited to get to see these kids again that they worked with, and get to see what they did with their product. And they were all so excited, and the fact that they got posters with their names was just amazing. And my kids came back and were just, I don't even know how to describe this. One kid said it was his best day at the tech center so far this year because he got to see the reaction on these kids' faces for the work that they had done.
Well, simulated workplace really helps because everybody has their different position, and we all have like the company manager and then the vice and then all of these other ones, and they all do what they do best.
You know, every kid has different strengths. So some of my kids weren't great illustrators. So we could pull in our people who have the job as illustrator in our simulated workplace, and they could start the illustration and kind of help the other kids get going.
I've always done art, and it always made me excited. So like if there was at least 1 or 2 kids in there that like really liked art, then hopefully this will like push them to be an artist when they get older, and I hope this does something great for them.
The way this project made me feel is that I actually gave something back to all these kids, and like during my grade we didn't have something like this, but when I saw their faces light up, it made me feel like I was a part of something that was That was good, that was great.
So I think that's the beauty of simulated workplace. These students not only got to learn the technical skills to complete this project, but they got to learn what it's like to be community members and to give back to other people and to be good team members. They had to work with each other to get this book finished, and just see the feeling you get when you give back from your job. And they wouldn't have seen that outside of a simulated workplace very often.